All right, good morning. Happy Saturday. Finally the weekend. And it's finally mostly sunny day after after a number of very not so sunny days in Southern California. So we have a bunch of work to do today. We've got, I think, 3 goals. 3? 1, 2, 3. 3 goals today. We're gonna take the DJI Mavic 2 Pro out and snap some photos for some website refresh that we're doing, and then I've got some testing to do. So last week we took the Hero 11 Mini out, and I set it up a certain way to see what I could get the most out of it. HyperSmooth off, flat profile, all that good stuff, and that workflow wasn't fun. So what we're going to try to do today is set it more like a standard setting, HyperSmooth on, and just compare the results. See what that looks like compared to kind of a heavier workflow versus a workflow that just someone that wants to get some video out fast might do, and see what the difference is. So those are the 2 main things. The other thing we're doing is this is the iFlight Nazgul, and I also have an iFlight Evoque. Both are running a new O3 system. And what I felt like the last time I flew this, so this is the Evoque, was that it wasn't quite as good. It didn't feel as good as just the standard Nazgul. So I want to fly the 2 of them again and see what that feels like. So that's what's on the ticket for today. So let's get out of here. All right, so here we are at the first spot. Again, what I'm trying to do is just I need some promotional photos, some marketing photos for the new website. And we are in Southern California, which is typically very brown. But after the past few weeks and this time of year, you can see brown is not where we are. So I'm going to take advantage of this nice greenery. This first part is just the Mavic going up. You can't really see the shot I'm going for from here because I'm trying to stay line of sight to the drone, but out of the view of the picture that I'm taking. It's essentially, the drone will be over there. We aimed back towards me. There's a little bit of a ravine on the other side of this that we'll be shooting. So that is the first part of the day. Let's get the drone in the air. All right, so that concludes the flight in this area. Again, it was just some photos and some video for just different promotional spots on the new website that we're working on. It's super nice out today. The light's pretty good, and the green is kind of amazing for Southern California. I'm gonna keep saying it because it's true. This place is typically desert and brown. You can see some of the other videos that we've done over the summer, and you'll see. But yeah, that's it for the Mavic. Now we're gonna move on to FPV. We've got a spot about 1.5 miles or so down the road where I like to do my testing. It's hawk free, which I can't say about this area. So yeah, let's move on to the next bit. All right, so the last location we could walk to, this one we gotta drive to. So let's get on the road. It's short, it's like 5 minutes away, no big deal. All right, we are almost there. Like I said, it's pretty close. We just head down the street a little bit, and then we got this little dirt section to get onto, and it's all good. So in an unfortunate turn of events, My main camera, I forgot to bring batteries for, so we're gonna end up doing this, the rest of it on the iPhone, because I'm not willing to not tell the story today. All right, so we're out now to do a little test of the Hero 11. Now, last week I was out here, and I put the Hero 11 basically on its max settings for what I would do for a more kind of in-depth workflow, flat color, high bit rate, like everything's set to the max. I can throw those settings up here on the screen. So with that, the workflow was pretty complex, and it took a while. The files were huge. Processed it through ReelSteady, and it just made me kind of. I mean, the results were amazing. I'll put the card up for the video that I posted last week on that. Looks great. Really happy with the results, but it made me ask, like, if I just wanted to get out and do something fast or faster, could I use some of the GoPro's just kind of standard settings to make things a little faster? So that's what we're going to test today. The settings are going to have HyperSmooth on, so I don't have to worry about processing it through ReelSteady, see what that looks like. It's still going to be high bit rate, but we're going to use the GoPro's natural color instead of the flat profile, all that good stuff, just to like take some of the extra tweaking out of it and just kind of compare the results. So if you needed to do something quick that was maybe more hobby level, would those settings be good enough or not? So that's the first thing. We're going to do that. We'll pull the drones out that we're going to do that with here in a second. The second part of the test I mentioned earlier is I've got an iFlight Nazgul with a new DJI digital system. I also have a new Evoque with that same system. And when I flew the two, I felt like the Nazgul flew better. And if someone were to ask without flying it, I would expect the Evoque to fly better. So I just want a second chance to test that out, and we'll talk about that after I've flown them both. So without further ado, I'm going to shut up on the camera, get the equipment ready, and move on. All right, we'll see how that went. That was the GoPro on way more automatic settings than I'm ever used to flying it. So it'll be interesting to really see if all the extra work that we put into it, me and other FPV pilots that I know, actually make a difference. I think we know the answer, but I'm curious how much of an answer, right? Like if it's 4K on YouTube, totally makes sense that extra work is worth it. But if we're just throwing something up on Instagram or whichever, do we need to do all that? I don't know. Anyway, it is time for the Evoque test, and we'll see how that goes. This again was the Nazgul V5, and I love the way this thing flies, man. No doubt. So let's throw the Evoque on and see how that goes. terms of that flight test, I don't know what I was thinking before, because that flew really well. And flying them both back to back, they both fly really well, but the Evoque might be a little nicer. So I don't know what was going on the first day I test flew it, but answers that question, which is good because it's bugging me, because like the Evoque should fly better. It's nicer. It's a little bit more expensive. So yeah, that's that. So by now you've seen the simple footage from the GoPro, the Hero 11, kind of at its basically standard settings, auto shutter, HyperSmooth on, all of that stuff. So, you know, drop in the comments, let me know what you thought about that. Again, I'll link to the video where I did where it was all the custom stuff, and I had to go in and do the color grading and all of that. Again, I'll put those settings down in the comments or in the video or somewhere maybe. But for me, I think I'll keep the quote-unquote more complex workflow. You know, having the higher resolution, having that new kind of almost square orientation, just being able to like have that extra bit to play with the video in terms of dynamic range and all of that good stuff. It is more complex, it does take longer, but I think you get a better product out of it. If I were just gonna go bash around, I'm gonna put it up on social media, I don't know, maybe I just do the standard stuff like we did today. Anyway, that's it for the FPV part of this. I gotta go grab some more photos for the new website, but you don't need to see all that. Anyway, thanks for hanging out today. You know, first vlog in a while, so hope you got something out of it. And I think I'm gonna do one where I talk about some iFlight pre-builts versus building my own, because that's been an experience that maybe I could save other people some time and money in dealing with. All right, y'all, have a good one. I'm off.